okay, there's something about Pan-Africanism that doesn't seem to work, that I'm finding is a problem. It was started by Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Jamaican national. So the idea of Pan-Africanism was a phrase that was coined outside of the continent of Africa. And what Marcus Mosiah Garvey was really talking about was the possibility of some of us in the diaspora coming back to the motherland and reconnecting with fellow black people here on the continent. So here on the continent you had people like Patrice Lumumba, Kwame Nkrumah, who understood the idea of Pan-Africanism as described by Marcus Garvey, but you've had many other of these meddling politicians who speak the words of Pan-Africanism but don't actually apply it. So we've got, for example, Ghana. Now, there was a Pan-African conference that was supposed to happen a few weeks ago, which the Ghanaian government cancelled. Now, the Ghanaian government are the ones who have been calling people over to Ghana, saying, come back, this is your home, you have a right to abode, not the right to citizenship. Nope, we're not going there so far. Right to abode, so you can hang out here, you can spend your money here, you can pay taxes here, but you can't be a civilian of this place. You can't be a citizen of this place. So kind of smart, but at the same time just really horrible, like just a horrible sort of head case game, you know, a game where they mess with people's heads, where you feel like as though you're welcome, but you're not really. We've seen time and time again, I mean, there's loads of people coming over to West Africa, whether it be Senegal, whether it be Gambia, whether it be other parts of West Africa, from all over the world are doing that. You know, it's funny, you know, you hear all this story about how dangerous it is over here, but the way people are living over here, European people living over here, they're living in literal paradise. I wish I could show you next door. Let me put my phone over the wall next door so you can see. Hold on. Alright, here we go. I don't know if you can see where they're at. But this is the next neighbour's garden. I mean, it's gorgeous over here. And look here. Is the gates which take you down the steps to the beach. So that's how people are living over here. No one's worried about, you know, the place being unsafe and so on and so forth. The place is like, you can have straight paradise. I'm not even exaggerating. But what I've seen over the time that I've been here, and I've been here like 10 years or so. I've been here just over 10 years I've been here. And what I've seen is, because this conversation of Pan-Africanism is a one-way conversation, you know, there's a disconnect between those of us from the West and those of us here on the continent. And so we need to be aware of that, take that into consideration. That's a huge difference. There's a WhatsApp group I was a part of, and I was invited. It was a Pan-African WhatsApp group. I got on there and I saw all these different flags from different African countries. I was like, oh, very excited, yeah. And as the conversation got started, everyone was repping where they are from, which country they're from, and so on. And when I said where I'm from, they were like, no, this group isn't for you. This group is for Africans. So I was like, it's a Pan-African group. No, it's not for you. It's for people within the continent. So even at the highest, I mean, for the majority of people, for people who are like thought leaders in various countries, who purport to push and understand this terminology, Pan-Africanism, they don't see you and I as African. Now, there's been a lot of duplicity going on, because while over in the West, where I understood it was that there were many people that were taken from the continent, you know, against their will, and then taken over to the Americas and over to the Caribbean to work as slaves. They're enslaved over there. And it's not this, and before anyone tries to say, oh, you have slavery in Africa, it was not the same. And yes, there's a difference. And yes, there's levels to this. Because over here, you could have a family of, like, say 10 children, but you can't afford the 10 children. So the last 2, you'll send over to another family for that child to work for that other family. Now that child's having a miserable life, right? A miserable life. But on the weekend, they can go back home to their family. They can, you know, they don't lose their name. They don't lose their tribe. They don't lose their language. They don't forget where they came from. Whereas with chattel slavery, they didn't see any difference between you and the flora and fauna. They didn't see the difference between you and a goat, you and a donkey. They didn't see no difference. And for those of you who are like, I didn't come from no African slaves. I was born here. You know, my family was born here in Jamaica and has been here in Jamaica before Jamaica was born. Before Jamaica was called Jamaica. Or those of you who are like, I'm from America. My family's been here before America was called America. Unfortunately, you still got caught up in that chattel slavery. So we are still unraveling the lies that were taught to us. But that's what we've been told. Whereas over here, what they've been told is that they wanted us to stay, and our forefathers or foremothers were like, no, screw you lot, I'm going with these good European people, and we're going off to live the high life in Europe and in America. That's what they were told here. So there's this thing where it's like, now we have this disconnect between us based on lies told by these disgusting European colonialists. I mean, that's the nicest way I can say it. Okay, I was trying to think of a nicer way, but that's about as nice as I can take it. When you have a whole conversation about pan-Africanism, and you have it's only a one-sided conversation, and that conversation is on top of a bed of lies, there's no integrity in it. So it's really about mindset. This thing is really about mindset. Who are you as you get here? Are you coming here as someone who wants to blend in, get in, be part of the Pan-African conversation, the Pan-African movement? Or do you want to live in luxury like the people next door? So I only wanted to try and put that out there, that you need to think differently when you come over to this place. You can look and have a life where you are self-sustainable, where you can grow old in this place. You could be on the beach every day. You could be in the sunshine every day. You could eat fresh food every day. You could definitely do all of that. You could get your own homestead. You know, there's tons of land here going for very cheap. I was watching a live from Juliet from Black Sit, and she's saying that she's got plots of land selling for like less than $3,000 for what she called a decent sized plot of land. So I don't know exactly what the size of land was, but we're in Europe. We're in the whole of Europe. Are you buying land? The whole of Canada, are you buying land? Or the whole of America, are you buying land for $3,000? Dollars, not pounds, dollars. That's like £2,700, something like that. It's like, it's definitely doable. So we've got to kind of like think differently about it and be wise about our movements. This is your brother Marley, and until next time, peace.